What's up, guys, and welcome back to Dalarby and another episode of City Skylines. Today we are continuing where we left off in the last episode, where we started to do some bigger residential here in the city, and we are starting off actually by just expanding that part of the town a little bit with this little big residentials, little nice neighborhood. And this neighborhood we're working on today, I had in mind like it was not super old, but one part of it has a little bit, a bit of buildings that looks a little bit older than the other buildings, but they look kind of the same. We did use both of them in the last episode, but we're going to place down a lot more of them today. And as I said, a lot. My thought here is that it's has been an area before that was built early on, and then we have the city has expanded it with some newer building, but that also fits the theme, as to say. And we start off by doing some big parking lots here for the inner town. And this will also, I think we're going to have some kind of school over here and maybe a sports field to the right at the side of these parking lots in the future. So we need some space for a little bigger parking space for all the visitors and the people who lives in the town, you know. And so we place down a couple of those, and after that we are going to continue with the residentials, as to say. But until then, man, I will hope everyone is feeling superb today. You know, it's Friday, and I was hoping to get this episode out earlier this week. I'm sorry for the lack of videos. It's been like 5 or 6 days or something like that. But we are back now, and we have a beer because it's Friday, and I hope everyone is feeling awesome, and I hope that you will enjoy this little time that we will have together today. Cheers, everybody. Place down some kind of garage. I think they are a part of some Japanese housing set, and this some trash area where you go and throw stuff away, and then some bicycle stands also for those who do that. We will place down some bicycle props as well. The ones by Ronix, they look amazing. They look really amazing. Playing around with these stones and some vegetation, you know. Don't as usually. I don't want to go too heavy on the bushes and vegetation, but you know, it's hard. It's hard, you know. I really like to sometimes I feel like this town is getting a little too foresty, you know, with too much bushes and stuff. But I kind of like it, so I think we would go in that direction. And actually, these residentials actually very similar and reminisce a lot for how a lot of residential here in my hometown looks, and I think it became really nice in the end, you know. But here we are leaving the parking lots that we've been working on here in the beginning of the episode, and we continue down on the residentials. And here you can see these. I think there are three colors. There are these red ones, and then there are also a beige. Do you say beige? A beige one and a black one. I think we have as well. We're gonna see here in just a moment. In the beginning here, I only placed down reds, and then I realized that maybe we should have some different colors actually, because it became a little bit repetitive. As to say, here you see me placing down these I don't know, beige, gray, whatever you want to call it. I think these perfect for the area, you know, not too modern, or they're modern but not too fancy, you know. I don't want this neighborhood to be kind of fancy. I think there a lot of students maybe live here, you know. It's not super cheap flats, but it's cheap flats for being so close to town. But they're no rich man's apartment. This is good pricing here. And here is something. A lot of the my series on YouTube, except the first one I had where I just built like random stuff. It hadn't any theme in particular. But later on I built Goji Island, which was a tropical island, so we didn't really have any of these kind of development and housing there. It's mostly jungle and rural and a lot of that stuff. And then I had Sunshine River, which was like was based around the Mississippi River, and also there was a lot of only small buildings, a lot of rural feeling and that kind of stuff. So I've never really did this all big city in town with big apartments, buildings, and that kind of stuff. And I encountered that I was kind of bad of detailing the inner yards or the streets inside with the buildings there. We will probably go back in the future, because if I'm going to be really honest with you, I'm not sure I did the best job actually by detailing it. You'll see yourself in the cinematics, and as we go along I go back and forth with detailing and placing other stuff and that kind of stuff, but we will probably go back to this area maybe in a live stream or something to maybe fix up the details, because I got stuck, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, so we'll probably go back, or maybe I did a super job. Please tell me in the comments if you want. But I think it will do for now. Anyways, but I try to place some vegetation, some nice bushes and that kind of stuff, and try to do some with some benches and do some decals on the road, but it's so easy for it to become dirty and thrashy, and I didn't really want that, although it shouldn't supposed to be like the most beautiful street, but as we go back and forth, we play around with some different stuff to make things look pretty, And also, of course, some parking lots at the side of the buildings down by the street is very much needed for those in a hurry and have afford to pay for those nice parking lots. And here I'm placing down this development that in my mind was here before. They built these other, like you had this corner with the buildings. It was more of the old neighborhood, but not super old, maybe 10 years apart, 20 maybe. They look a little more old school, but still feels like they built it to fit in that area. And now you might wondering why am I placing down a random building like that? And that's to reminisce things in my town, because sometimes when I go around in my hometown and I look at this development, what you call them, with similar buildings, sometimes it's just one building that's totally different than all the other buildings. I don't know why it is that way, but sometimes I see it, and so I'm like, yeah, let's do that in Dalarby as well. And I also realized that it was the same asset but with no trees in the backyard, which was very nice. And also playing along with some anarchy to make a little bigger a bigger residential apartment building, if you're gonna be correct. And try to detail in the backyard with some shed, I don't know what, like the gardener or the guy from the company that rents the apartment, I don't think janitor is like the right word for that in English, but in Sweden we call, it's a janitor kind of, go around in the building and fix problems, and they have all like the shed with maybe a lawnmower and tools and that kind of stuff, and that's what all these sheds around in the area are for. And maybe something for these citizens as well, might have some maybe some balls and basketballs and footballs and maybe stuff you can do. I don't really find the words right now, but we continue on doing this little parking lot, and I'm really annoying that the decals go under the parking lot decals, because it's hard to do some nice decal work there. But let's continue and put down some vegetation and make this place look a little better. Here we're placing down this awesome asset, Little Rock Inn, and this is a little rock bar that's located in this area, and I think it's a super cool asset. I think it's from Bear Monkey. I hope I'm not mistaken. And I do very simple detailing. This is like, it's probably been there forever. You know, it's this rock bar that's the same people goes to every day, or not, probably not every day, but every weekend and that kind of stuff. I did wish that I took away the pavement underneath, because I think it looks a little weird, maybe. But I guess it will work. I love the asset totally, and I think it looks pretty cool. Here I'm placing down the curbs, and this is also one of those things I think we have to go back and redo some parts of it, like that corner I made there, horrendous, you know, that's just laziness. I was a little lazy when I did it, I have to admit. You know, it's 90% good, I think, but I think it's something we could go back, do a little better, you know. I guess it's not like a super big deal, but something I really think would make things look so much better. Like here, this looks so much better, and yeah. But the curbs do a lot. It makes the pavement and the roads look a lot more detailed, of course, you know, a little more closed in and that kind of stuff. And yeah. And we continue with all these bushes and try to detail these inner streets and placing down some bike stands as well. But I think the streets looks a little plain. I think we have to work with some planters, maybe, and that kind of stuff, you know, some more flowers going about. But we'll see about that. We'll probably do a detailing live stream where we go around in the city and try to do different things. And as we are closing up on the detailing here in this little neighborhood, I want to take a while and say that if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do that. My name is Bawambaa. Bawambaa everywhere, same as here. And in the end of this episode, we are going to do a little road work. It's not much we're gonna do in intersection, because something I haven't done yet is to give the traffic a proper way into the city, and I felt that it was time to do that now, so it's not too late, because I need to know where the main road is going to be when I build the rest of the town. But we will have highways around both sides of the inner city, but we will have one road that will lead straight through the city, with some roundabouts and stuff. And I think in the end it will be great. I've had some huge problem with the traffic, a lot of glitches, and I downloaded Traffic Precedent, which should be stable. It was not at least not in my game. It was super weird glitches all over, so the traffic just kept on stacking up. And in the cinematics you also will see that the traffic is kind of stacking up, but that's just because I have placed down a lot of residentials, and the traffic was excuse my language, but it was fucked up. So don't mind the cinematics, the traffic will be good. But we will come to that intersection in just a little minute here, and we'll talk more about that then. So here we are starting this little intersection, and this is a very simple, it's almost so simple that it's ugly, but here in my part of Sweden, the intersections, not all of them, but a lot of the intersections in the rural parts of Sweden, they are not symmetrical, they are not very fancy, you know, and that doesn't mean that we can do fancy intersections well, but I want to have this little rural feel to the messy, and I think we have to start here. This is also kind of a placeholder, a little more detailed placeholder. It will kind of look like this, but we will probably go back when we're working around this area. We will probably go back and fix a lot of stuff, maybe change something. But I think the foundation of the intersection was pretty good. I think it looks pretty cool once it was a little bit detailed and that kind of stuff. But as to say, this is the last thing we are going to do in today's episode. I think we will do some road work into town as well, but this will lead into the main town road, and then we continue around the city for the more heavy traffic that are going elsewhere. But yeah, this is it. It's like 2 minutes left of the time lapse, and I want to, if you're watching this far, man, bless you. It's been a blast. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. Next time, I'm kind of tired to do residential right now. I feel like I want to do something more special, some details. So I have some different plans, but I won't tell you. You'll have to see. But anyways, thank you so much for watching today, and if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on my future videos. There's gonna be a lot of City Skylines and maybe a lot of other stuff in the future as well. Who knows? But with that said, man, take care and be nice to each other and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see each other next time. Bawambaa out.